Hey guys, and welcome back to Mission While Crochet. Today I'm going to tell you about how I got started crocheting. In order to tell you about my crochet journey, I would have to tell you first about my knitting journey. For me, my grandmother knitted beautiful things. My grandma is very, very talented and has made blankets, sweaters, hats, all sorts of beautiful knits. But I was really little, so she first started me off giving me this little, I think she called it a thimble loom. And it just had like 4 little pegs, and you had to like wrap the yarn around, like you cast it on a certain way, and then you like wrapped a little yarn around and took the old you took the old stitch and like put it over the peg, leaving just your new yarn. And that I got pretty well. I can make these really long loom knitted pieces that were not very big around, but you could make them as long as you wanted. So I would make long snakes. But you can only make so much out of the, basically it made like an I-cord. And I could make super long ones and I would make snakes, but I really didn't know what you could do with that. There's only so much you could do with the I-cord. You're not wrapping that around your whole body and making a sweater. At least I'm not doing that. Maybe somebody else would. So that's kind of where things started. And once I got the hang of that, then she went ahead and she pulled out a ball of yarn, pulled out some needles, and tried to teach me. Now, I'm a very slow learner. It takes me a while to learn something. But once I get it, I get it. Like once I have that aha moment, I've got it for life. But I never really had the aha moment. Like I figured out how to do the basic cast on. I figured out like how you're supposed to stick the needle in and wind the yarn around and then pull it back out. But I could never quite keep the same amount of stitches across. And I couldn't quite figure out the tension. And like all the important things to being a good knitter, I just couldn't do it to save my life. Like it was frustrating for me. It was super slow. And I mean, I picked it up, put it down for years, but I never quite like fully mastered it. Like I got to a point where I could do a knit stitch, but my stitches were not consistent. My tension was off. And if I started off with 10 stitches, I might end up with 12 or 8. Like for me, it was just, I couldn't do it. It took so long. And I couldn't quite figure out how to, like, if I made a mistake, I couldn't figure out how to fix it. So to me, eventually I just was kind of like, this is never going to be my thing. And I just put it up for good. So fast forward to 2016. In 2016, after a full year of my first husband being extremely sick, he had a heart attack at 29. And I had spent so much time taking care of him and worrying about him. I needed something for me. And so I've always liked crafting. I've liked drawing. I love making art. I've always liked crafting and making art, and I needed something for me. And I kind of thought about going back to trying to knit again, but that seemed like such a disaster and way stressful. Now, I will say I was older at this point, so if I tried knitting, maybe I would have been successful. I don't know. But I thought, well, I'm going to learn to crochet. And for me, like that was kind of a taboo idea because the only people I knew were knitters. I didn't know anybody who crocheted. So I was just like, how am I going to figure this out? And for me, I'm a visual learner. I think that's like a good tip when you want to learn to do something new. You want to learn to do something new, you have to know what kind of learner you are. I'm a visual learner. I needed somebody to physically show me, but I didn't have anybody. So I went on the internet and I tried to find somebody that could teach me how to crochet. Now I started off with YouTube, and I will tell you, I tried so many different people who I admire, who are so talented to learn how to crochet. But I didn't quite connect with anybody. Like, I tried and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. This is frustrating. Like, it took me forever just to figure out how to do a chain. Well, I mean, and then when I finally accomplished getting that chain, it didn't look anything like theirs. And I'm like, now where am I supposed to stick this hook? It took me just dozens of people until I finally found somebody I just connected with. And I think, you know, a little bit of it was because I had seen so many different angles of videos, so many different people, how they did things. And I finally, though, found Mikey from the Crochet Crowd. For me, I just connected with him. Like, everything he said, I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. I can do that. And it just gave me the confidence I needed. Like, he broke it down into a way that I could understand. And so if you're watching this video and you're wanting to learn to crochet, or if you're wanting to learn something new, I think it's important that you find somebody that you really connect with. Because for me, Mikey from the Crochet Crowd, I connected with, and I just understood him. And I've never tried to make anything. I've never attempted a pattern or a stitch for Mikey and not understood it. Like, for me, it's just the person I've connected with. And that's not to say that other crocheters aren't any good at teaching. It's just, that's who I connect with. Something about the way he teaches, it just works more in my mind. I don't know if maybe we're people that think alike or what, but I connected with him and I was able to finally learn. And so in 2016, it happened for me finally. I had that light bulb aha moment, and I was off and running. And I've been off and running ever since. Like, I joined Ravelry, and I was downloading I downloaded what seemed like a billion patterns, and I just was ready to make all the things. And over the years, you know, I keep building on those skills. I've continued to build my skills over the years from Mikey and Marley and Tamara and all these other wonderful people in the crochet community. I would describe that as like the first half of my crochet journey. Now I'm in this new phase that I've been in for a couple years. Like, once I met my husband, Troy, he has encouraged me so much to learn new things and to do so much more with my crocheting. Like, I never would have had the confidence to have this YouTube channel or to post as much as I'm starting to on Instagram and TikTok. And so now I'm in this like new phase of crochet. It's amazing how, you know, I started off as this like kid trying to learn how to knit and wasn't confident, couldn't figure it out, to learning to crochet. And then I'm in this beautiful phase now where I have a husband who encourages me to just push harder and do all the things, and who's just amazed by all my things. So now I'm in this beautiful, beautiful place with crochet. Before I met my husband, Troy, like, I crocheted, I made things, but I really feel like over the past 5 years of being with him, that my crocheting has become so much more. It's such a huger part of my life, and it's something I'm always challenging myself and always learning new things. And I feel so much more confident. It's like the part of my life I'm most confident in. Like, I'm extremely confident in my crocheting skills. Now, I'm not going to tell you I'm the best crocheter out there, but I'm telling you that my confidence comes from my crocheting, which I never would be at this point without the encouragement of my husband. So that gives you a little look into like my crochet journey and where I've come and where I've gone and where I'm going. I want to continue to push on and learn new things and try different things I never thought I would in crochet. One of my things I want to try is, I keep seeing these people make these beautiful, like, they're like paintings that are made out of crochet. And I want to learn how to do that. I mean, I may not be making like I may not be crocheting a perfect resemblance of like myself in a painting, but you know, I wouldn't mind making something beautiful with some basic shapes that form into a beautiful crochet painting. That's something I want to explore. And I think over the next few months, that's probably the next place I'm going to go with my journey. But today I thought I wanted to share with you where I've come from, where I've gone, and where I'm going. So thank you so much for tuning in, listening to my journey. I would love to hear about yours. So if you have a TikTok or a YouTube video or your story on Instagram, if you tagged me, I would love to come over and see yours. Or if you would like, I would love to hear down in the comments, how long have you been crocheting and how did you learn to crochet? So until next time, make sure you subscribe if you want to see more of my videos and see where my journey takes me next. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm posted, and like this video. Also, if you're interested in some of my other social medias, I'm going to post them down in the description. Until next time, take care.